Hi there, welcome back to an ordinary review with PJ. In today's episode, I'm going to review a little known Bengali-Hindi movie called Gumnaami. It's available on Amazon Prime. The movie is actually on the Mukerjee commission that was set up to investigate the theory of Gumnaami Baba being Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. Now we all know India's freedom had many heroes, and one of the heroes was Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. But very little is known about him. We have read about him in Indian history textbooks, that he was a freedom fighter, he was the founder of Indian National Army, he fought the British, he fought with the Japanese during World War II, which was quite controversial because of the stance that the Japanese had taken against the rest of the world in that war. But if you ask me honestly, do we really know him and his contributions to India's freedom fight? I would say very little. Perhaps it's the people of Bengal who really know him, but rest of the country knows very little about him. So when there was a furor about him a few months back, I also got interested and started reading up on him. And that's when a friend recommended that I should watch this movie. Now we all know his death has been shrouded in mystery. The popular theory is that he died in a plane crash in Tahiko when he got burned severely and passed away. There's another theory that he actually did not die, he escaped to Russia, got captured, was tortured and killed. And then there's a theory that he actually survived and he came back to India after independence and lived a life of an unknown mystic saint called Gumnaami Baba, somewhere in Uttar Pradesh. Well, this movie actually explores that theory. Mukerjee Commission was set up in 1999 to go over this theory. And there are two journalists, Anuj Dhar and Chandrachud Ghosh, who did extensive research to prove that the Gumnaami Baba that was living in UP was none other than Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. So the movie is quite interesting and also not so interesting. The interesting part is the flashback of Netaji's life. The scenes that are shot in black and white which talk about his life, that how he was chosen as the president of Indian National Congress. He leaves the post because his methods of attaining freedom from the British were different and radically different from what Mahatma Gandhi and his followers were wanting to do. So he has his differences with Mahatma Gandhi and respectfully lets go of his position and goes on to found the Indian National Army and then fight the British to help India attain independence. It also talks about his dealings with the Japanese generals, his escapades from India to Singapore and from then on to Taiwan and all those times during World War II as he was fighting against the British. And of course, it talks about the popular theory of the plane crash and how he suffered with severe burns and dies. So those flashback scenes shot in black and white are very interesting. The not so interesting part is the actual theory, the Gumnaami Baba theory. Those theory actually do not carry as much weight and is not explained as well as what we would like it to be. And the Mukerjee Commission proceedings are shown a little bit, I would say, in a mocking way. It turns out to be a little bit of a mockery. It doesn't have the impact, the seriousness by which it should have been covered. The journalist is shown as if he's mocking the justice about his theory of that Gumnaami Baba is actually Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose and is unwilling to accept the theory that the government has laid out. So I think that entire exchange I felt could have been done a lot better to make the movie a lot more interesting. Of course, the commission actually came out with their findings saying that the theory that the journalist had prepared was not true and there was no Gumnaami Baba and there was no Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose living as Gumnaami Baba and the theory was actually quashed. But the movie is interesting, as I said, to know a little bit about Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. It doesn't cover his life in detail, so if you really want to know a lot more about him, then you'll have to do a lot more reading, and there are other movies on his life that may be far more interesting to see. But this movie also will pique your interest on the aspect around his death and the different theories that floated around. So I would say if you have time to catch up, a decent movie, not a great movie, a decent movie, and you love history and you want to understand a little bit about the Mukerjee Commission, then do check out Gumnaami, Bengali-Hindi movie on Amazon Prime. Thank you for watching my reviews. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. Please do subscribe to my podcast in case you're not able to see my reviews on YouTube and would like to listen to them while you go for a walk. They're available on Apple Podcast and Spotify. And do rate them. Your rating will help others discover my podcast. Thank you so much. I look forward to bring a lot more interesting reviews for you. Till next time, bye-bye.